Hello and welcome back to Infinifactory with me, FractalMindMike. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment would be welcome as well. Wow, end of last episode was quite interesting. We were, there was a ghost in the machine of some kind. They talked to us, well, they tried to, I don't know. Also quite a successful meatpacking production plant that we had. Relaxant Formula 13? What's Relaxant Formula 13? I guess we'll go find out. Oh my, it's so pleasant here. Especially after all that ambient space area. Wait, we're getting trees? They're giving us trees? What's our job? Wow, that's quite a hole right there. What are we doing? Hey, hang on a second. Are we getting new devices? Huh? There's something, or I don't know what to do with this. It goes into here and gets filled with the 3 of the blocks. So wait, okay, so we place it somewhere, like here. We drop blocks into here, and it fills it up. I guess you have to put a cap on it after it's filled up. This is all very confusing. Hold on a second. Let's take a look here. Okay, yeah. We have a cap. And we have a crate. Oh, and the crate comes out empty. Okay, it all makes sense. So we've got to fill it with tree juice? We've got to juice the trees? I'm a little confused. Whoa, oh, okay, I've fallen too far. What I would like to know is, where are my audio logs, man? I haven't had an audio log for like 2 entire levels. Where are my audio logs? And there's some hidden down here somewhere. Maybe there's no audio logs left. Maybe the developer ran out of ideas for audio logs. Like, yeah, the Australian woman died. That's all. No more story for you. I mean, I hope that's not the case. Nobody being crushed by a crate. Alright, we gotta fill these barrels with tree juice, apparently. Okay. I gotta get the trees in here somehow? This is the entire thing. Why is the delivery mechanism so... Okay, the input rate's a little slow, but okay. What part of the tree am I supposed to put in the thing? Whatever. Let's just, let's get building. I'm gonna regret this immediately, I'm sure. Yeah, okay, okay. And then... I'm guessing I only want the leafy bits, because that's what the diagram said. The leafy bits looked like the parts that we want, and the wood, I guess, we just dispose of. I mean, it kind of looks like the leafy bits? I don't know. Instructions are not super clear. Let's just go with that. Alright, I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to deal with this. This is definitely not something I'm used to thinking about in the game so far. It's kind of a new-ish concept. That's what, 5 blocks tall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5 blocks tall. All the trees will be consistently shaped like this? How about this? Okay, okay, okay. How much wood is left underneath that? None. So we're what's the word? Is eviscerator? We're eviscerating all of the wood parts and just leaving ourselves with the leaves. I don't know what I'm doing. I also really, really wish there was a hole in the roof of this thing. That would be very helpful. Experimentally, let's try this. It doesn't eviscerate the walls. Okay, good to know. How am I supposed to turn that into pieces that can fit inside the machine? Let's find out if this works. I mean, yeah, it doesn't fit. Only one block at a time may fit. So I guess I just have to throw away a huge amount of tree material in order for this to work. I guess let's just throw away everything except for one part of the tree, just to see if we're even on the right track. I'm very confused about what we're doing here. There's too many unknowns. We just have to make sure there's no unknowns left. So let's just build a nice little thing here. And then we want to get some evisceration action. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. That ought to do it. If I've got the dimensions right, which I do not. Clearly. Let's see if this does anything. I need more eviscerators, obviously, but... Oh, right, it's too high as well. So let's just eviscerate here, 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 and here. And we are left with one. Okay. The inside of it looks more like the diagram. I'm starting to feel slightly more confident. Okay, so we've got that. I wonder if it'll reject it because it's too big. Oh, also it's not aimed right. Oh, golly goodness gracious. Okay, whatever. Let's see what happens. We might need to eviscerate one more part out of this. I don't know. Let's see what happens when it gets pushed in. Alright, we filled it with 2 bits. And it won't consume anymore right now. Interesting. So... that's kind of what we wanted to do, I guess? I might need to come up with a better way of eviscerating. Because this is very wasteful, first of all. Second of all... no, it's just very wasteful. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have to have a think about it and stuff, but... I really don't know. Like, we've still got to figure out the cap thing as well. Like, there's something to do with the cap thing. This whole, like, delivery system is a mess. So, yeah, it's basically delete everything and start again sort of situation. But I needed to get some education. So now that we know we can fill up these things with tree juice, and for some reason we need to put a cap on top. I guess the cap is like the dispenser for the tree juice. We weld those together and we throw them in. Oh my gosh, there's a piece of wood. I didn't even notice. Okay, so we need to retain 1 piece of wood for each of these canisters, and we need to retain whatever that is, a lid, and then we need to deliver it here. Yeah, all this has to go. This is a mess. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Am I just gonna go back and start, like, can I just start from scratch? Can I just reset the solution? There we go. That's probably the best way to go. All right. Let's have a quick think about this. While I think about it, why don't you subscribe to the channel? I'd really appreciate it. We have, I don't know, we have a lot of good content. We have a lot of good content. You should like this video. Also, you should go check out my Twitch streams. And, maybe even check out some of my games at some point. I will try and remember to link that in the description. Alright, so... we've got to get this tree to be pulled apart. And... we've got to keep the top, and we've got to keep at least one of the blocks. How many... okay, this is a question. How many usable pieces can we get out of it? We basically need to isolate. So we need to remove 3 from this one. 3 from this one. Okay, so we get 4 if we cut out the middle of the tree, basically. Can we do better than 4? If we just sliced that and that off, then that and that. Yeah, okay, so basically I'm thinking that we can get 4 usable columns of, let's call it fruit, out of this. Let's see. Is there a better way? This one, then this one. What about then this one, then this one? Is that possible? If we can make a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So we can get 8 if we can do that. How would we even do that, though? I'm not sure it's possible. This is really, really interesting. Oh, I think I muted the game so I could so I could take a phone call, and now there's no audio. 1 second, let me just fix that. All right, that now we've got some background and noise and stuff. I thought something's not quite right. Why does it feel weird? It's because there's no music humming away in the background for us to think to. Okay. All right. So again, I'm not sure that I can break this down in that way. Let's see. If I have an eviscerator that was just sitting like straight underneath, like, let's build out an eviscerator pattern and see if there's a way to do this. Actually, so let's say I took that piece and that piece, so then I'd have this piece here isolated. I could then maybe try and isolate that piece, right? Let's see. If I want to keep this piece, I need to cut that piece off. The problem is going to be these middle bits. Like, I just don't know if it... Because the eviscerator, you can't, like, have a vertical eviscerator, right? That would come in handy. You know what? I'm just going to break it down a different way. What I'm going to do... That's not what I wanted. I don't need welders. Okay, so... Okay. We definitely want to eviscerate all of that and all of that. So those two branch pieces. The wood... We only need 4 pieces out of it. But we have to separate each of the 4 pieces. So that's 1, break it, 2, break it, 3. We can only get 3 pieces of wood. As far as I know, that's the only way it works. Alright, let's just eviscerate the branches that we don't need first of all. So... I guess we're just going to build up to this height. And then eviscerate. 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 Then we want to change directions. I don't know why I've done this style. Let's go with this. So... Okay, that will definitely be past that location. So I can actually go this way. I think. Yeah, it should fit just fine. Okay. So as it's going past that side, we want to eviscerate the other branch, which sits 1 block higher. Whoops. This seems wrong. There we go. There's just 2 branches to get rid of. So if we have that working... Okay. Then we want to... Let's see, what happens if... We do that. And we eviscerate... this block. And... Okay, so we have our blocks that's been separated there. This is a lot to think about. I haven't had to think about this at all, like, in this way. So we have 3 pieces of wood, but I don't know how I'm going to separate one of those pieces of wood. Then we need to... Oh man, this is really tough. Way tougher than the last one. Like, the meat packing was so easy by comparison. I think I might have to spread this one over 2 episodes the way it's going. I mean, I can maybe I can cut out a bunch of content. We'll see. I haven't been doing much editing, so... You know, you might just be listening to me ramble right now about editing. And the fact that I'm not doing it. Okay, so what else do I need to do? I need to eviscerate... Only some parts of this. It's very... I hate how difficult this is, actually. It's just very... not immediate. My understanding of this is not immediate. Alright. Let's just observe what happens to the remainder of the tree. So as it falls down here... If I wanted to chop out this corner, all I need to do is knock off this piece and this piece. as it's falling. So I don't want it to fall there, but as it falls, I want to get rid of the adjacent pieces to this corner. I can do the same to this corner. If I just do that to all the corners, I'm going to have 4 columns. And then I can shave off some parts of the remainder of it. Actually, yeah, look, maybe that's something we can do. Maybe that's something we can do. Okay, so let's do a lifter right there. Just want to see where it ends up. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. I gotta think about what I've done here. Maybe if I alternate... Alright, so now I've gotten rid of that piece of wood. It was just bothering me. Okay, that's good. I might not need to do this. Let me just quickly check what I can get away with here. Okay. So, as it falls down, the very first thing I want to do is eviscerate. I always want to eviscerate! Let's see. More evisceration. So that's that corner. We'll have just like one piece will just fall down there. Then we're going to have a gap. I think, how wide is it? It's 4. So 1, 2, okay. So, eviscerate, gap, eviscerate, no, not there, eviscerate. We're gonna have the centerpiece as well, right? Interestingly. So, we're just gonna, whoops, mass eviscerate this, this thing. This organic subject. I don't really need this bit, but I'm doing it for fun. Okay, now, as that falls down, what we're gonna do... We actually will have this 2x2 section, so we can eviscerate a little bit more. Oops. Okay, that's leaving us with that many columns, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was loud. Okay, so we got 6 columns of plant flesh to process in the plant. Okay. And then the wood, I don't know how much wood we had, but it's probably not enough to actually construct what we need. So what I'm thinking is we're going to just have a buffered input with a disposal system of once we're overflowing, we'll just dispose things somehow. And so we're going to gather all of this. It's all going to flow into like a single line. We're going to push it onto a buffer that will just go right up over to here and drop it in this hole. Yeah. And then our disposal can either eviscerate or throw it off the edge. It doesn't really matter. Then we need to send in these guys and do the same. We're going to buffer those up. And the thing I don't have an answer for is timing on this. Like, is there an output signal from this? That would be really nice if there was a signal output that said this is full now. I don't see any signal outputs that look like the sensor boxes and stuff, right? But if we had something that sat here and was triggered by an output from this console, that would be perfect. I don't see that option. Unfortunately. Let's just get the staging set up, and like, we know we're gonna need to push this off. It's gonna need to get a wooden base attached to it, so it has to be lifted. So there's a few things we know we have to do. So let's just pretend like we know what we're doing a little bit. We're gonna need to buffer both of those units up to here. So let's just go ahead and start with... Oops, made that error. Okay. We want to deliver this. We want to be aligned with that bucket there, so I think that's about right. Okay. So our buffer will fill up to about here, and then start pushing things off, and there's no obstructions right now, so that should be fine. Oh, obviously we're gonna have to deal with all that. Good. Let's deal with all this now. So this is the point here. Let's just do this. I think that's redundant. Get rid of that. Alright, so we're going to capture everything except for this edge. So then we can just do this. Build up a wall along this edge. Should be fine. Alright, so now we've got our, like, single column of things that are going to fall down here. Wow, that is loud. Yep, so we've got our fruit. We then just want to transport that line somewhere. Okay. I think it needs to be a block higher, maybe. Well, this can be our, buffer overrun can go this way. Although it does look like it might get blocked there. Whatever. We can just have this happen. Okay. This also needs to align here. And we want to drop in there. No idea if this is useful or not, but I'm just going to have it recycle itself or something. Oh, now I'm stuck. There we go. Just a very wasteful amount of conveyor belts. So our waste is like now pushing those out and then rejoining the queue until we run out of space in the queue. Wow, that's so loud. Okay, there you go. That's our first disposal. And what's actually happening in here? Oh, okay, we have got an overflow. Oh, there's an overflow right here that I didn't account for. Can I fit through here? I cannot. I can go through here, though. Okay, there's also a little bit of a problem there, but it solved itself. That thing's full of juice, which is great. Okay, we got some wood in line in here, which I didn't really deal with that yet. That's fine, though. Okay, so we got plenty of assets for filling jars. We just need to know when a jar is full. I really do wish we had a signal for that. Alright. So... I think this is fine. It's ridiculous, but I think it's fine. Okay, dealing with the wood. We don't want that to do whatever it did, so... Let's just take that into our space over here. That'll do for now. Whoops. Okay. Then we need the hats. The box hats to come in. That needs to lift just so that it can be atop this thing. Okay. I only need to build 10 of these. Like, I don't really care what happens with the system after I've built 10. I only need to build 10 successfully, though. This is very difficult, still. Yeah, so it's so annoying I don't have some kind of a signal to say, hey, your jar's ready. Like, if I could do that, and it would, like, output a signal somewhere, and I could use it, I'd be so happy. We could try a timing circuit. Some kind of a timer down here. We could do a timing circuit that only enables itself once we detect some kind of an action. So, let's say... This is so funny, actually. I just thought of something silly. Okay. So we do this. We know that this does eventually get plugged. So if we take a signal from that and retract a blocker from here, and we put a button here, and we do that. Whoops. It may take a little while before we see this happen. Like a little while. It will eventually happen though, right? Here it comes. There you go. So now we've enabled that. We've pushed that one off. Okay, we now have fruit maker. We now have a fruit juice maker, whatever it's called. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what we're talking about, but look at all these things packed perfectly full of juice. It's so bad. It's very not good. Wow, what? How did we get fruit here? Oh, right, there was a problem that I didn't deal with yet. Okay, okay. Okay. Just one of these bad boys should solve that problem from happening again. I might want to put one here too, just in case. I don't know. I kind of hate this. It's so bad. What is happening? Okay, we're good. I could use a better trigger. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. Like, that thing's been ready for a while now. All I really need... Okay, here's something. Here's something even more harebrained. What if we did... What if? Does this work? Hang on, let me think about it for a second. You might be thinking, what the heck are you doing? But I've got a plan. It's just a little bit too silly. Okay. Then I'm gonna need this to rest on this little hook. But the hook needs to be like 1 block lower, I think. Okay, wait, I can make a blocker. Where's a blocker? Whoops. Not what I wanted. So that's gonna hold that up. But then... that's knocking that off. And then I'm gonna want... Okay. Alright. What am I doing? Okay, hang on a sec. What is this? Okay, get rid of that. Do that. Okay. Will this work? Am I crazy? Here it comes. So we started it a little earlier than we did before. That's good. I hate it, but it's also brilliant. Okay. What's next? We simply need to have this raise up by 1 block so that it can be placed on top of one of these wooden blocks. Oh, this is insane. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh boy. What an... Well... I just hope it works. That's all I need. I just need it to work. It does not have to be good. Okay. So this is going to be our return system. For blocks that don't get accepted immediately. I think blocks are probably more valuable than the fruits, so I really probably should cycle them back into the system. And I really need to make sure that we're protected from cross-pollinating there. This seems fine. Okay. So that will land there. That will go up by a block. We need to go there. Can we use a downward facing sensor for it? Oh my gosh. How has this colluded to occur? I hate it. Okay, we're gonna have to change our tune here. That's fine. We'll just build off of this. It's gonna come up. So we're gonna go... a side sensor. Is that too high? Is that one block too high or not? I believe it is. Alright. And when detected... push. We weld. And we deliver. And it's gonna be wrong, because we don't have a hat yet. But I'm just assuming we can fit the hat in somewhere along this path. Okay, they're gonna wait there. Okay, we welded. Oh boy, that did not work. Once welded, we need to... Maybe we can use a downward facing sensor for this job? But, it can't do anything. Well, this is annoying. Hold on. Wait, a switch can move and a pole can move. I can move a switch sensor around? I can move a switch sensor around connected to a pole. Can I move... No, that seems impossible. Okay, we've got a massive design flaw right here. I gotta figure it out, but if we just forget about that for a minute and we just focus on the fact that we got a successful unit. What if I just moved this along a little bit and gave us a little bit more room to play with? Is that viable? Was there supposed to be something above this to stop the... I think I deleted something I needed. Oh, I guess I don't need it? Okay, so the real problem here is the wood doesn't get access to the platform at the same time as the thing that's pushing gets access to the platform. If we just... If we allow this to be a little higher... I'm not sure. I feel like we just can't weld here. We've got to do something else. Everything is working okay. I mean, I haven't checked all this stuff, but there presumably could be a problem here, I guess. I don't really care if there's a problem there. I do care if there's a problem there. Okay. We're so close and yet so far. So those two are a pair now. They're ready to go. So if I did weld them, I would need that to instantly say, oh, now that you're here, you've got to move. So I really want this to be a conveyor piece that can be swapped out. A conveyor piece that can be swapped out sounds impossible. What if I had an arm that could, like, scoop it out somehow? If I could use this attached to a block that was on a conveyor, for example, and it would, like, go whoop, whoop, and scoop it out, kind of thing. That doesn't make sense, but I don't think that would work. I think blocks that are on the ground can't be pushed around either. I think they have to be detached. I mean, that's why I had it the way it was. I got to think about this situation when we reach this point where it's actually delivered. Oh, I didn't pause it, damn it. I pressed Q instead of C. So here it comes, the juice. Okay, we got the juice. It's on top. I can weld them, but I can't make it move. I've just got to rethink this staging area, I think. So, like, if I just rebuilt the staging area, like, entirely over here, and had a conveyor, had this block go up one block higher. Oh wait, they're no longer connected. So now I've got room to put a conveyor belt above, so I have like a double-decker conveyor belt. So if I was to just, let's say, delete all of this and grab all of that. I didn't want to grab the pipes. Okay, let me go the other direction then. So how far I would need to go, I'm not sure, but let's say we go to there. Then we just fill in this with that. Oops. I didn't finish that loop, but that's fine. It'll finish it itself. Okay, so we need a welder in place. So this sensor button is going to have to be on the other side. And the welder is going to have to be there. How did... Wood's not allowed to do that. How did that happen? Oh, is this pipe in the way? There's always something. Okay, we can build the pipe over the top. It's fine. We're almost getting close to that thing, but I think we're safe. Okay. Now we just need hats. And to connect it all up. Whoops. Okay, let's bring the hats in. I've got so much stuff. This is ridiculous. I kind of really don't like this, actually. Oh, it's so bad. Does a hat arrive too soon? Nope, a hat just doesn't arrive because I didn't actually finish the line. I was like waiting here like an idiot for this line to complete. It's never going to complete, bro. Alright. We're getting there, though. Conceptually, we're getting there. Alright, let's see how long this thing takes to get there. It's too fast. It's way, way, way too fast. Yeah, that's way too fast. Alright, now it's gonna be way too slow. Yeah, they're still over there. Alright. Okay. Almost, almost, almost. Okay, all right. Um... This better not work perfectly, because it shouldn't. It's gonna get backed up. What the heck is going on here? A win is a win. I don't... Oh! What? What did we do wrong? Oh, we didn't fill our juice box. Our juice box is... Oh my gosh, 2/3 full? Oh my gosh. 2/3 full. Just one, like, what was that? The... I don't even know how many I delivered. We were so close. I was about to celebrate with a win is a win. Oh my gosh, we're so close. What happened? Something did get... It did look like something got backed up over here. I don't really know what. Oh, I'm stuck now. Okay, we're delivering units. We should always have enough fruit in the hopper. Maybe the timing just gets slightly out of cycle and we push a little too quick. Ah, there's one. We just saw it happen. So if I just like extend this loop and just like make every juice delivery a little bit later, is it a problem? It's going to slow down our juice delivery significantly. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. Although... Huh. Uh-oh. I could have just messed up the timing on some other cycle, though. The timing circuit thing is, like, not the greatest idea. But if it's good enough to get by, it's good enough. Alright, I'm gonna call it, because it's been, like, an hour. We did it. I would like to optimize this, but I don't think I'm going to. Maybe in a later episode, we can go back and look at older puzzles that we didn't optimize that we thought we could, and see what we can do there. We had a few dumb tricks in here, though, that I just want to look at before we go, because that was pretty funny. So, one of the things we're doing is making sure we don't clog the system. And we're also allowing ourselves to, like, recycle some pieces, which I think is not a bad idea for, like, making sure we have a continuous flow of items. We don't have, like, breaks in the flow. This thing over here, I think this is the first time we've done something like this. So we got a blocker holding that block up until we detect a reason to retract the blocker. How are we triggering that? I forget. What's the blocker there for? Oh wait, the blocker, we never want to retract the blocker. It's just, yeah, that's right. Okay, it's just to hold the thing up, but not be so it's not glued to anything. And then the first piece of fruit that comes through knocks that onto this conveyor, which pulls it out of the way of the fruit and triggers the button that unlocks this line, which retracts this blocker, allowing this block to be our timing circuit for allowing fruit to be barrels to be pushed off of the line here. And that seems to be long enough that we're getting them full every time. We had one error, I guess, where I could optimize that part by, like, just figuring out how long it needs to be to pass. But that's working now. What else did we do? I guess everything else is pretty standard stuff we've done before. But that was pretty interesting. The evisceration at the start was quite a complex task. I ended up getting more fruit out of it than I thought I could. It just took a little bit of thinking. But you can kind of see, if you look at it from above now, you can see, like, okay, we're keeping that row of 4, or the diagonal row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're keeping the corners as well. So I don't know if that's the maximum amount of fruit that we're allowed to keep, but it seems to be... Well, it's the best I could do. It's the best I could do. It might be the maximum amount. And then, yeah, everything falls onto this wide platform and just pushes towards this wall. And so it will just, like, allow them onto the conveyor once there is nothing in their way, which will then... Now we've got them all neatly arranged, and that's working pretty nicely. So that's a good little trick as well, just to, like, line up things that need to be lined up. In the past, we've had to spread out things that were in a line. Like, so this is the first time I think... maybe it's not the first, but it's the first time I can remember where we've had to, like, push a bunch of stuff that was in different spots into a single flow again. And that's a pretty good funnel. Our lifter usage here is pretty standard. This conveyor is, like, literally the most standard thing. Like, it's day one kind of solution. And we're throwing away things that overflow the system. I don't know how much we're throwing away, to be honest. But, yeah, I think this worked out pretty well. I'm a bit disappointed to say I couldn't find any audio logs. I'm gonna do one more pass for an audio log, just in case I missed it. Like, there's no caves, there's no nooks that I can see with, like, a little corpse poking out of it or anything like that. Maybe there's something around this edge here? I don't remember looking around here. Okay, yeah, nothing here. I think the change of scenery in this game comes at just the right moment for pretty much the whole game. Like, just when you're starting to get a little bit bored of, like, walking around on an asteroid, it gives you this. It's like a complete different sort of environment. And like the shipyard, you know, when that starts to get boring, it gives you the asteroid or whatever it was, you know. Like, we just get, yeah, nice little variations in the environments, which is quite nice. This evisceration was pretty good, although I think the first one I did was quite a mess. I don't know if we could have preserved one more piece of wood off of the tree, but I figure getting 2 pieces of wood off the tree was enough. We solved the problem with that, so... yeah. Alright, I'm going back to our, cell. And, let's just see... okay, we've unlocked performance review. We've got 3 more puzzles to complete. I don't know what's going to happen next. Will this scroll? Or is that all of the puzzles? Like, if we finish these 3, is that the end? Meat products type 101. Let's take a quick look at that. Just curious. What? Oh my. It's a whale. They're giving us an entire whale. Oh man. It's a big blocky whale. Look at him. His big eye. Oh. And we're gonna turn him into... wait. We have to eviscerate a fair bit out of that. There's different types of meat that they want, it seems. We have 2 machines. I wonder if the 2 machines are responsible for the different types of meat. Or if we have to actually separate, like, pieces that have certain features into each of them. We don't have to do this next time. I just was really curious about this one. I mean, we did just learn all about the, different methods of evisceration. A little bit. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm going back to the cell, because this is not the next level. The next level is actually the terrestrial drone, which we'll check out next time. Please don't forget that you can subscribe to this channel, and you can also follow my twitch.tv channel, twitch.tv/FractalMindMike. You can also check out my video games as well, FractalMindMike.itch.io, and you can also leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Catch you around, everybody. Thank you very much for being here once again. Goodbye.